Pedro, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
I'm sure you're in very good spirit this morning because your country are into the quarterfinals of this year's competition, beating Switzerland by 6 goals to 1 yesterday.
Well, as you can imagine, very happy because finally we provide a good match with good styling football as we know how to do it. I mean, I think yesterday was the first time that the coach really used the starting 11 that especially we journalists agree that they should play. For me, Ramos should play since the start of the World Cup because he's the best striker at the moment, Portuguese striker at the moment. He's leading the goal scorer in the Portuguese league. He scored a lot of goals in Champions League against teams like Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain. So we were not really understanding so much why he was not playing, because the man is a very good player, young talent. And yesterday was proved. I mean, the game was a bit easy for us because we scored early. We have a lot of trouble with teams when we don't score early. When we score early, usually it's very easy wins for us. So let's see. Everybody's happy now. I think except Cristiano Ronaldo, but he has to understand that that is 37 and is not fit like before. I think he can be very useful still for our national team as like a luxury replacement in the bench. I think if we have a trouble in like 1 hour of the game, in 70 minutes, something like that, he can be useful to get in and help the team. But for starting 11, I don't think so. But I understand that the guy still thinks that he's fit, this and that. It's part of football. It's part of football. You get old. You were one of the best. You get old, and you don't. In your mind, you still fit to play. It's part of football, my friend.
So for the Ronaldo situation, you think it's just the competitive spirit in him that makes him think he can still play, or it's just the fact that he still wants to contribute something to the Portuguese team?
I truly believe that he still thinks that he can play in the starting 11. I truly believe that. And for some games, maybe he can play in the starting 11. Look, when Ronaldo is in the pitch, two defenders, sometimes more, they are always worried about him because they know what he can do. But the man is not able now to score goals like before. And to win a football match, you need goals. Nevertheless, I think for example, next game against Morocco, I think it will be very, very difficult for us because Morocco play like Portugal don't like a team to play. They stop. They are in the back. They just play, waiting for a counter attack. Look, Morocco suffered only one goal in this World Cup, and it was an own goal. Nobody could score against them so far. And if you see the stats about Morocco's game, the opponents have an average of 3.3 shots a game. This is ridiculous amount of shots against Morocco. They don't let the other players from the other teams shoot to their goal. So it will be very, very hard. But I believe if we score an early goal, we will have an easy win. But it could happen like Spain yesterday. Look, the first shot to Spain was in the last minute of extra time. Can you believe that? This is really amazing. How a team can do that to Spain? It's really impossible to penetrate in that defense if we don't score early. If we don't score early, we will have a lot of problems. And I believe if that happens, Ronaldo can happen. The team enter later in the game and helping and be there just to be there. It will create space to the others. But for the starting 11, no, not at all.
So you think going forward, his place will be on the bench, and Ramos would from now going start for the Portuguese team.
I think so. For me, I mean, the best strikers now in Portugal is Ramos and Rafael Leão. He played with João Felix yesterday, and I agree with that in the sense that João Felix is a super player. He's a very, very good player who came to the World Cup in a very bad moment in terms of personal trust on himself. But if you notice his evolution on the World Cup, he's growing. He's starting to be more the João Felix we know before he went to Atletico Madrid. I believe he chose the wrong club for him because Atletico is a defense team. They play defensively most of the time. Simeone used this kind of defense tactics. Doesn't matter the opponent. He always play defense, and they won by 1, by 2. Very rarely they won by 3 or 4. and João Felix was suffering a lot because of that. But now in the national team, is playing like he used to play before the transfer to Athletic Madrid. So we start, let's say, a bit slow, but yesterday he did a very, very good game. He did not score yet. Yesterday he had some chances. When he starts to score, I think he will never stop again. So let's see. But for me, I think against Morocco, I think the coach should play with Ramos, of course, and Rafael Leão, because Rafael Leão is a super power player. Like we say in Portugal, he's like a horse. So I mean, it's very difficult to stop. They have to make a lot of faults to stop him. So let's see. The rest of the team is okay. The rest of the team is fine. I think the defense is okay. We have Pepe in a very good condition now. We have Ruben Dias. We're learning a lot with Pepe. With the left back and the right back are playing well. The midfield yesterday was really good. So I mean, let's say we are favorites, but this is only theoretical. In the pitch, you have to prove it.
So you think that you've already spoken about how strong Morocco is, but do you think the Portuguese have what it takes in terms of their skill set, individual players, to be able to do one over Morocco?
I mean, individually, I think we are better than Morocco. I mean, I believe that the guys they have at this moment we are speaking, they have the best right back in the world, Hakimi, and also Hakim Ziyech from Chelsea is also a very good player. I think was the key player was missing to Morocco, for example, in the Africa Cup of Nations in January, because Ziyech had a problem with the former coach and he was not called. But I mean, they are very strong and they are different from the Europeans. They play with a different kind of heart, if you understand me. They give everything. They go to any ball if it was the last ball of the World Cup. And that makes it difficult to the opponent. The opponent must be very patient. And Spain yesterday, for some time, they tried to be patient, but the things start to go wrong. They could not find the space to shoot at the goal. And after some time, for me, it was very clear that Morocco would go to penalties or win the game with one counter-attack. They had the chances to win the game before the penalties. So, individually speaking, all the Portuguese players are better than the Moroccan players, or at least at the same level in some positions. But you never know. It's a World Cup, so you made a mistake and you are out.
Pedro, thank you very much. Wish you all the best against Morocco. Hopefully we'll speak again soon. Thank you very much. Enjoy your stay in SA.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Pleasure.
Pedro Cid, a Portuguese journalist here in Ghana on Super Sports, South Africa, or your Portuguese commentary.
Like and subscribe and click on the notification. Happy FM, Nimdie, Happy FM, and Nijenkwa.